Today I'm at the British Car Journey. This is a mecca for the classic car enthusiast. In here they have over 130 different cars celebrating British classic car design. I'm being shown around today by Riley and hopefully you drive a Wolseley. Welcome back to Resto Revival. I'm your host Will. Let's get into it. Now, whilst we did film inside the museum, I felt like that deserves its own video. So next week I will be showcasing the content of inside the museum and highlighting some of the best car stories within that. But today's video I want to showcase this stunning Wolseley 1938 1460. So yeah, Riley, thanks for your time today.
No worries.
Tell us what we have behind this beautiful bodywork.
Well, this is our 1938 Wolseley 1460, and well, she's on our driving fleet on the Drive Dad's Car experience, and you can actually drive this car. It's as on the badge it says 14 horsepower. Now that's not actually the amount of horsepower it makes. It makes around 60 horsepower, but it's 14 fiscal horsepower. So that was what the RSC used to taxate cars back in the day. Because you're not going to move this big lump of car with just 14 horsepower. This one's actually quite special. There aren't many Wolseley 1460s left pre-war Wolseleys, but this one was actually the star of a couple TV shows. Poirot was one in the 1980s, and then in the 2000s we have Foyle's War. Now you will notice on the car there are a few little hints to it's filming past. We've got speckles in the bonnet from the camera mounts. We've got holes in the number plate from a big rig that was on the front. And if you look very closely in the front wing, you can see where it's actually driven through a a shed on the show. But she survived because she's a strong old girl. This. We don't know a huge amount about its early life, but we do know it was in regular use and in remarkable condition up until the 1980s, where it was then used for filming, and it sold between a couple film companies after that, before, starring on Foyle's War. It then sat around for a little bit before being sold at auction, and that's where we snapped it up. And to be honest, I'm very glad that we did, because she's a lovely old car, and we've done a lot of work to it. With all our cars here, we make sure they are maintained to the highest standards. So when you take a car on the fleet, then you know that it's right. So yeah, this is our lovely Wolseley.
Very good, very good introduction. So, do you remember how much you bought it for from auction? I
don't. It wasn't very expensive. I think it was around £4,000. But you can find the auctions online. You can actually find, if you put the reg plate in. This actually, in the show and in Poirot, it ran different plates. So you might see some disparities there. But if you put the reg plate in, you'll be able to find the actual auction listing for this car. And it didn't go for a lot of money, but it was mechanical. Mechanically it was sound. It apparently had its engine rebuilt and things like that. But we've just sort of tidied it up, made it, gone through it, made it reliable, and it doesn't let us down. She's a good old girl.
I mean, there's still a couple of marks from filming, which is a bit of a shame. But given how old this car is, like you say, pre World War II, it's in remarkable shape.
It is, and well, I like to think of those as sort of battle scars, and it's part of its history. Because without them, people come and they go, "Oh, how do you know it's the one from Foyle's War?" I was like, just look at the bonnet, So people love it. It's part of its history, and a dent man could probably get the little speckles out and whatnot, but it's part of the car's history, and it's what makes it so special on the driving fleet.
I think you're right. You don't in a way you don't want it pristine. Obviously this is the car that anyone can buy and experience and drive, so you probably don't want it pristine, because then you'll be worried about what people do to it when they're driving it, and like you say, it kind of celebrates the history of it.
It does. It certainly does. I mean, we've got a smooth 6-cylinder engine up front, so you know, you really do get a sense of sort of feeling like either a mafia boss or a policeman, depending on where you want to stand on that point.
Yeah, it's got real presence, and as we were saying before on camera, you know, modern cars nowadays under the bonnet are hidden under lots of plastic shields and soundproofing, whereas this car was designed around the engine. You can kind of feel that because it's this massive lump in front of you, and you've got the kind of curving over the wheels, and yeah, there's a real sense of pride you feel that has gone into this car.
Yeah, I mean, you can get to every single part of the engine dead easily, lift up the front, and you know, you're away. You don't need to remove plastic, or you know, I've got a classic Mini myself, so you know, fitting your hand down behind the engine, and you know, it's just, that's not a problem on this. There's plenty of room. So they really did design the car around the engine back then. You know, the engine was the centerpiece.
When we look inside, the steering wheel comes almost halfway across the seat, so I'm looking forward to driving this.
You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, it looks like quite the experience.
Yes, yeah, it's a good experience, and it's quite comfortable actually. But yeah, and you'll be surprised at the brakes.
Yeah.
Very
good. But yeah, so for anyone watching this, you can drive this very car, and was it 50 others, over 50?
We've got 57 now on the fleet, so we've just added some new ones for 2025. We're always adding them, you know, so always keep checking on our, you know, our socials for it. But,
so over 50 different types of classic cars. You can come here to the Great British Car Journey and drive them on their private land. So, yeah, I think we should have a look under the bonnet.
I think we should. Let's do that. Yeah. Right, so if we have a look under here, there we are. There is the mighty 6-cylinder dual carb Wolseley engine, and all 60 horsepower underneath there.
Wow.
Yeah, but there's plenty of torque, so
it's funny, isn't it? You wouldn't imagine a car nowadays being a 6-cylinder producing 60 horsepower.
You wouldn't.
But like you say, it's incredible to see how accessible it is. You know, in lots of classic cars I've filmed with recently, they're very accessible. But this is on another level. Yeah,
I mean, you can get to all the exhaust gaskets and all there right in front of you, and you can get it from both sides.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so mechanically, is this fairly easy to work on? Obviously, it's accessible, but is it fairly easy to maintain?
Well, yeah. The thing is, it's so basic. I mean, if you think about your modern car, even stuff from the 80s and 90s when the electronics started coming in, this is just 2 carbs. You know, you've got a diaphragm, you've got your electric ignition, and then that's about it, really. It's just absolutely just basic. Most of this engine's been apart at some point in its life.
Yeah.
So all the bolts are sort of quite, you know, you can undo them, but you don't really need to do a lot to it. We've not really had to do any, you know, touch wood, any major work to it. She's quite good. So. You know, it goes well. We've not had to adjust the carbs. It's absolutely fine.
Perfect.
They were built to last. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Because you know, when this came out, people they'd never probably had a car before. You know, they didn't go back generations. No. So the people who had to own this car had to be able to maintain it as first buyers.
Yeah.
And it also, very importantly, for the police, because you know these cars were used for the police.
Yeah.
And if they couldn't maintain it, what's the point? So you know, the cars are super easy to work on. They're super reliable, and I think that shows. You know, 80, 90 years later, she's still going. So.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah. It really is. Okay, well let's get her out onto the private road.
Yeah, let's take her for a spin. So the thing to remember about the Wolseley is that it's a very old car.
Yeah.
You've got to take your time with it. You've got to talk to it.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to rev it out a little bit, just to, you know, it's got quite long gears.
Yeah.
And the main thing is the steering. It's quite loose.
I was going to say, you have no idea where the wheels are.
Just give away here. It's got synchromesh on all the gears, except for first. But yeah, this is the route that we take.
Okay.
You've just got to take your time with the gear changes, and you'll be fine. But yeah, it's just like driving a normal car. All the pedals are in the same position, a little bit tight, but absolutely fine. And just take your time with the steering, and you know, you control the car. Don't let the car, like with a modern car, you know, just drive along like that. No, you tell the car what you want it to do. Let's try not to crunch it. There we go, look at that. Perfect. Now you can double the clutch.
Yeah.
You've got to be very careful around here.
Yeah.
And the gearbox is very direct.
Yeah.
It's you know, it's not difficult to get in.
I was going to say, I drove a 1980s Land Rover Defender, and that gearbox is like a loose bag of ropes.
You know, we've got loads of Land Rovers here. One of our
Yeah.
main investors has about 5 million of the things. And I love Land Rovers to death, but my God, are the gearboxes bad. And I hope you know, no one takes any offence at that if that goes
they
up.
are terrible.
But yeah.
Yeah, my
We've got a lorry
my
here.
guest last week said it's like stirring porridge with a dead fish.
It is. A tip that I always heard was when you're changing gear, if you change it into neutral, come across the gate and then back and then into gear, it should give the synchromesh enough time for it to.
Interesting. Can you imagine if you're a robber sitting in the back of the
I know.
By like driven home by a policeman? You'd feel like a VIP.
You would, wouldn't you?
Can you imagine though, back in the day, this would have felt rapid.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a big car, but there's not a stupid amount of weight to it. So it's a lovely smooth engine. The ride's quite nice. It's just, you see, if you don't tell the car where to go, it'll take it.
Just feel very uneasy.
Yeah, but you get used to it. All the cars back then were like that, and this is actually quite good for it. I've driven lots of other cars of this era, and they're
what's the worst driving one?
Ooh, Morris 8, because you got that pedal in the middle.
Right.
The accelerator pedal's in the middle on the Morris 8.
That's so strange.
So, yeah, you don't want that. Obviously pre-war Morris 8, just to clarify.
Yeah.
So this is the route that you take.
Yeah.
Now the worst part about this car, it is also the most fun part, and it's seeing in reverse. We've got no mirrors.
Yes.
And the car is shaped like that, but with the skirting boards, they're shaped like that.
Yeah.
So, and obviously you can't do it with the door open because it's like that. So, it's
Yeah. Just a challenge.
It is, but I've done it many a times.
There you are. Very good.
There we are. Excellent. So you ready?
No, but yes.
We'll edit that.
Just lower your expectations.
Oh no! Just take it very slow, especially round up that top part.
Yeah, I'll be like a granny round here.
That's all right.
God, this wheel's massive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah,
And the seat's adjustable, so if you need to move it.
Again, with the Defender, the clutch seems to go on forever.
Yeah.
And it's like standing on a human.
This is just quite. You have to press quite far down on the brake. You'll just get a feel for it on the straights. There you go. That's it. It's on. Yeah.
Wow, that's
It's
smooth,
immediate.
isn't it?
Yeah.
That is smooth. Okay. This feels like I'm driving a bus.
Yeah.
All right.
Just feel the gear.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to be. That's it. You got to be forceful with it.
All right.
Right, and the steering. Once you start moving, really pull it down.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
It's all right. You'll stop on the bump. That's it.
Okay. God, the steering is big and heavy.
That's it. Yeah. So
Far away, aren't they?
yeah, in when you go through the gears, just neutral and then in the gear, very slowly. And you can just keep it in whatever gear you fancy.
Ventilation. Very good.
You have to be very forceful with the steering.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're all right. That's it.
Okay, that's better. That was a better gear change, wasn't it?
It was perfect.
Okay, here we go.
There we go.
I'm not nervous.
No, you're all right. Make sure you slow down within plenty of time of this. And I go through the gears now, back to second. No, you're all right.
There we go.
Nice and slow. Feel the brakes.
Brake is
Yeah.
spongy. Yeah, this is unsurprisingly, this is like nothing I've ever driven.
No.
Before.
But you can see where modern cars get it from.
Yeah.
It's like you can feel the lineage.
Yeah, well, again, you know, dating this car's sort of engineering, you know, this again would have been so ahead of its time.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
You know, now you obviously take manual cars for granted, but
Yeah.
back then, this would have been just amazing and astounding.
Oh, it's just incredible.
That bonnet just looks
Oh, it's
so
great.
long,
You can see the
doesn't it?
Wolseley right at the end of it.
Yeah, this is nice. I
It's
like
nice. You're getting used to it.
Yeah.
The nerves are slowly going down a little bit.
it. Well, there is a jeopardy in driving something this old and this rare. So
It's not the easiest place to drive around for to start with. So
no.
But with them delivering what they call pallets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wave to the nice security man.
Don't judge me.
No. Oh, he's judging you.
Yeah. This is cool. Very cool. It's a good experience.
Oh, it's a lovely experience. Yeah. Look at that, into fourth.
We're going some speed according to the dial.
Yeah, we're doing either 10 miles an hour or 100 miles an hour.
This is fun though. This is good.
It's great. There you go. Getting the hang of it.
Well, this is fantastic. Yeah, well, thank you for your time.
That's not
Thanks
a problem
for
at all.
showing me the ropes.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll take it.
Oh, you'll take it, will you?
Yeah, successful test drive.
Excellent.
I'll have it.
Yeah, we'll have it delivered to you next week.
Yeah.
You've got the gear changes down pretty good now.
Yeah, steering, not so much.
Well, you're getting there.
I'd give myself 4 out of 10.
Well, I'd give you a 4.5 out of 20, but no.
Right. I shan't reverse park it.
Oh, go on, you can reverse park it.
Alright, fine.
Part of the experience. We always make the customers do it. Right, so
Right.
reverse.
Oh, dear me.
If you lift the lever right the way across and down.
Okay.
Yep.
Lift.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
it. That's reverse.
Okay, now what the hell do I do? That's the horn. The horn works.
The horn works.
Right, I'm not getting into a space.
Hey, you might be.
I think I'm just
Close.
Wait, that's a lot of exhaust gases and some bemused and slightly.
Do you know what? I think you're in.
I'm in.
That is better than about 99% of people who drive this
I've
car.
accidentally parked at Wolseley.
Yeah, well done.
There you go.
Excellent.
Fantastic. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for that.
No, not a problem.
That was great fun. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So there we are, the Great British Car Journey. This place is absolutely amazing. It really has to be seen to be appreciated. You can also buy the driving experiences. So they have over 50 different cars that you can drive around their private track here. You can buy it for a friend or family. This place is just, it's absolutely incredible, and you speak to any of the staff here, they are so passionate and love what they do and love talking about the cars. It really comes across. So if you haven't already, please check out the Great British Car Journey. It's a fantastic place, lovely staff. There's even a cafe as well, so it ticks every single box. As always, if you like this video, please like it. If you want to see more stuff like this, please let me know in the comments or subscribe. I've got some amazing car stories coming up, so hopefully you'll join me on that journey. Thanks very much, I'll see you soon.